How much does it cost to keep a Cyprus company? Hi everyone from beautiful Lebanon. We came here on business. Since I'm in chilled mode, I've decided to make this video for you. It's quite unusual, but it's a great atmosphere here, and why not? Let's share some information with you about Cyprus and the cost of running a company. Now, you need to separate the fees into two segments. The first segment is the startup costs. That is the cost for buying the company and creating a bank account. These costs are usually 3,000 euros plus VAT. These are one-off costs, as once you created the company, the bank account, you can use it. It's like a product that you have purchased and now it's yours, and you can use it at your convenience. Now, once you have your company, this company will need to have local substance presence. These are called fiduciary services, and these are charged between 1,500 to 2,000 euros. And if you're doing something that entails the risk or requires work from your directors, there are additional costs. But usually this is not the case. So let's say for the recurring running cost, 1,500 to 2,000 for nominee fees. These are fees or substance fees that you need to pay so that your company has presence in Cyprus and its management and control is in Cyprus. After that, of course, you will need your accountants and your auditors and your VAT experts to work on your company. Again, this is a recurring annual expense, and this is something that depends entirely on the size of your company, the risk that these people will take, the length and complexity of your transactions, any special VAT treatments, any special recording of accounting records, etc., etc. Usually, from experience, accounting, audit, and VAT are in the region of 2,000 to 3,000. So overall, depending again from your size, the running of your accounting operations with the substance should be between 3,000 to 5,000 per annum. If you're a client that has only 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 invoices per year with no surprises, a pretty standardized accounting work, then I would expect your annual running expenses to be 3,000 or 3,500. However, if you have multiple bank accounts, if you're using different currencies, if your accountants need to read contracts, if the accounting work is not straightforward, it requires lots of thinking before processing the invoices, the contracts, and so does the audit work, because the auditors need to get an assurance and feel comfortable about your activities. Then this annual maintenance cost will be 5,000, I would expect, to 6,000. And this is just because more man hours are required by your accountants and by your auditors to do their work. Again, at this level, it's important to stress out that accounting work and audit work, it's a service work. It's not a product work. So when you're buying services, you're not buying a Coca-Cola tin, or you're not buying an item from the kiosk where all the kiosks sell the same item. A service is personal, and it depends on the due care and skill that the person providing it will apply in your case. This is important to note, because when you're comparing fees, there are many service providers in the Republic, like everywhere, who can't be charging as much as they want. You cannot, if you want to go to the cheaper, obviously they are cheaper because they have their reasons why they are cheaper. Not all service providers are the same, and the service you will be receiving is not going to be the same. If I was you and I could afford, I would go to the most expensive service provider, or if I cannot afford, I would definitely go to a mid-range service provider, but I would never go to the cheapest service provider, because the cheapest service provider will be cutting corners, most likely won't be up to date with the accounting, audit, tax and VAT standards. Trainings which cost a lot in terms of time, in terms of investment, in terms of money for us to know, so that we provide a top-notch service to you. So what we are saying is that if you choose the cheapest service provider, maybe you are entering into a risk of having some troubles or some issues with the local regulators, as maybe they're not up to speed with the VAT latest changes, with the VAT returns, with the tax, with transfer pricing issues, with taxes on related party transactions, etc., etc. These are risks that you are not aware of and you might never be exposed to. However, it comes with a price. You get what you pay for as normal in life, so this also goes with the service providers. More information about how we charge, our fees, videos explaining, more detailed videos explaining how accountants and service providers charge can be obtained in our YouTube channel, which of course is free for you and you can view. Thanks for watching. More information, cyprusaccountants.com.cy. Regards from this beautiful resort here in Lebanon, in the high mountains of Lebanon.